What's good, family? What's good? Wait a couple more minutes, man. Get some more people in here. Might be Dolo today. D Butt had to handle some stuff, but he might jump in later. So we're gonna have a good dialogue. Got some shit to talk about. Obviously training camp starting. So we're gonna tap into that, tap into some TB12 Julio Jones down there in Tampa Bay. We're gonna talk about some of that. We're gonna talk about Kyler Murray, Arizona Cardinals new deal, some language in that deal. Want to see how y'all feel about that. Definitely gonna give my thoughts on that. Um, Man, what else we got? I think we're gonna break down the AFC South division. Our Colts are in. Um, Pretty picture for our Colts as well. Some questions that was asked on Monday. I wasn't here, so I'm gonna tap into some of those questions. Obviously, want you guys to ask some questions in the chat as well. But but yeah, man, we'll have us a good one, a good show. Like I said, D Buck might jump in here later. He might not. Um, but yeah, catch y'all on the other side. Yo, what it do, baby? First off, man, appreciate all the birthday wishes. Appreciate that, man. Turned the big 3-8 yesterday. Good day, good chill day. Chilled here with the fam. Had a good time. So so appreciate that. Bottom boy, man. We're gonna get to that. Curious to hear my take on the homework clause in Kyler's contract. We definitely gonna get to that. That's crazy to me. But but to each his own. Everybody gotta do what they gotta do. Um I think how we gonna jump off today is straight to I think we're gonna jump straight into the Kyler Murray situation. Um Kyler Murray's massive contract includes studying clause, right? Uh when I seen this, like I was baffled. Like it took me by surprise that a team has to even put this in a contract, especially a contract where they're paying the type of money that they're paying. Um, and for me, and I was just kind of talking to our producer Tone about it. Like every position, I feel as though on the football field has to watch film, right? Um, Safeties, corners, linebackers, the front, some of O line, D line, receivers, running backs. Everybody has to watch film. For one, that's I would think that's something that goes unsaid. Obviously, it's a situation where you can watch too much film, where you're thinking too much on the field. So you got to find that happy medium. It's some guys that say, hey, obviously this game is a game of instinct. So you just want to go out there, you want to react, you want to play. But once you get to that level, the level that, at the pro level, you got to know tendencies, you got to know different formations, you got to know, this receiver is not supposed to be lined up here. And I can only know that if I watch film. I know that, in certain areas of the field, this offense likes to do this. In the red zone, they like to do this. Third down, they like to do this. So that's tendencies. That's watching film. That's all of that stuff. And at the quarterback position, and I can't fathom a quarterback not watching film. Like that's like I get as far as like I said, not watching too much film, but at quarterback, you got to know everything. You are the coach on the field. Like you got to know where safety rotation, the linebackers are shifted, what these defenses like to do in certain down and distances, second and short, second and long, third and short, third and long. Are they gonna go in? Are they gonna drop back in the zone? Are they gonna drop? Are they gonna send pressure? And I feel like you can't just depend on going into the meet rooms during the week, coaches giving you information, and that's it. Like you gotta do work at home. And if I was a GM and I knew that, like it would be hard for me to, I'm not gonna say give because obviously he's worked for it. It'll be hard for me to negotiate that deal. Me knowing that. Obviously this came out late, so a lot, behind the scenes, a lot of things goes on, but I can't fathom that. And 4 hours a week is not a lot of time watching film either. You know what I'm saying? So that's even another like an eye opener. Like you only asking to tell your quarterback or ask your quarterback to watch 4 hours of film. Like I know guys that will watch half of that, in one day, like on a Monday or a Tuesday on the day off. I know guys that can get 4 hours of film in before starting a week off on Wednesday. So even the 4 hours, that's not a lot of time of really, watching film. And for the listeners and the viewers that don't know, now the game has changed. Where I first came in, we had to go to the video guy and tell him like, hey, I need a DVD of this, a third down or first down. I need all game film on DVD. Now, you have iPads. So literally, I can be at home thinking of something like, oh man, I wish, like, I want to see if we're playing New England, I want to see all of Gronk's routes, right? I can literally pick up my phone, text the video guy, hey, I need all of Gronk's routes over 10 yards, right? And within 30 minutes to an hour, I can look at my iPad and have all of that, right? So I could watch my iPad, sitting down on the couch, going to the bathroom. If I'm driving somewhere and somebody else is driving, like it's all these times I could be watching this film. So again, that's the 4 hours is not that much. So again, for me, man, I would love to see, the maturation process for him because he is a good player. You can tell he's very athletic. He has those instincts. He makes plays. So just imagine him going that extra mile of watching film, what that could do not only for his game, but what it could do for that team. As we've seen, and we talked about it, the past 2 years, where the Cardinals start off hot, but eventually they cool down, and once get towards the end of the season, second half of the season, it gets tougher because teams do know your tendencies. Like they have more film on you. They can break down more film. So now that's when it gets tougher. That's when you have to realize that, okay, teams are going to try to switch things up and do things differently to attack us. And as a quarterback, you got to know that. You got to be able to see that. Hey, nah, stop. We're going to do this. Peyton was a king at that. Okay, they look like they're coming here, so I'm going to shift my line this way, and I'm going to, do something else as far as a route tree. So, man, we're going to see. We're going to see. Right. And I wish I had my guy D Butt up here because I know he was on Pat McAfee's show the other day, and he was talking about optics versus results. And I agree. I disagree with that 100%. Well, I don't disagree with the optics versus results, but in this situation, nah, my brother, I need my guy that I'm paying X amount of millions of dollars a year, the leader of my team, the leader of this franchise, my franchise quarterback. I need way more out of him in the building and out of the building. That's just like my 2 cents right there. But that's a good. Like he was saying, if they were only going to put 4 hours, They should have left it out the contract for real. Like that's my that's my thing. Like you asking this man to only watch 4 hours of film. Like that's OD. That's OD. My man Bottom Boy said, right in the keeper, I watch at least half that weekly for fantasy football. But that's important, man. I don't want to, and like I said, I don't want to be the dead horse, but that's something that's concerning. That's concerning. You know what I mean? Like that's part of it. That's part of the game. And again, I've known some guys that's able to go out there and not watch a ton of film, but they watch some film and go out there and produce at a high level. But it's different positions, and I don't want to take a knock at any position on the field because, like I said earlier, I feel as though everybody on the field needs to watch film. They need to know what's going on with their opponents, you know. And I would say if it had to be a position that didn't have to watch as much film, and I don't want to, I don't want nobody to jump on me, when I say this, but I would probably have to say D-line. But D-line, the D-lineman I play with, watch film, watch a lot of film. Have to know what type of sets the offense come out in. Okay, this is heavy run, or this is heavy trap, or this is heavy power. You know what I mean? Like knowing those type of situations, or if they come out this particular formation, this is a heavy pass formation. So now, as the head D lineman, I can talk to my guy and say, hey, now we about to draw up some pass rushes or whatever the case may be, because it is heavy run. So again, no knock on D lineman, but if it was, one position on the field, I would probably say that. You know what I mean? Say that position. But that's OD. That's OD to me. And again, man, if I was a teammate, I would have a huge problem with that as my quarterback, But again, we definitely gonna see, man. We wish I definitely wish them the best. See what the Cardinals gonna do this year. We talked about that division. I think it was last week, and how we kind of see them, how many games we see them winning, where we see them faring off in that division. But we definitely gonna see, man. It's gonna be interesting season for sure. We gonna keep this thing football. We got a lot of anonymous defensive play callers coming out with some foolish comments here lately. Whoever first, it was Lamar Jackson. He could have, I guess the anonymous defensive coordinator saying he could be NFL MVP 12 times, but regardless, in his mind, Lamar Jackson would not be a number one quarterback. Interesting. So now we have another anonymous defensive play caller that said, if you take his first read away, what does he do? He runs, he scrambles, and he plays street ball. So I don't know. First of all, I would love to know who this defensive play caller is. I would love to see how his defenses has ranked, how long he's been in the league. But for a defensive play caller to come out and say that we've seen what Patrick Mahomes has done is crazy, right? And I always believe, like, this game the game of NFL has been here for a long, long time, and a lot of people get stuck in their ways about how the game should be played, right? Obviously, we talked about the quarterback position, right? The quarterback position has changed dramatically, right? From a typical white guy standing in the pocket and doing what he does, right? Slowly but surely, that started to change when you got the African American quarterbacks, coming into and playing that position. Mostly more mobile than their counterparts. So now it's like, okay, you got a guy, Patrick Mahomes, comes in, takes the league by storm. He does a lot of great things. And if you watch film, you can tell he's just different at the position than some other guys. You know what I mean? And you can get the job done, different ways. But for him to say, after his first read, like I don't agree with that. I think it's BS. And I think it's BS that they're coming out and they're saying, hey, this is off the record, keep my name out of it. And even if he does, after his first read, he scrambles. Like a lot of quarterbacks do that. A lot of quarterbacks do that. Brett Favre did it. After that first read, if the rush is on you, hey, I'm gonna make a play and I'm gonna make it happen. And I think a lot of offenses would love to have a quarterback that would be able to do that. It's crazy. Y'all give me some thoughts on how y'all feel about the Pat Mahomes comment and how y'all feel on that. Josh Allen does it for sure. It's a lot of guys that do it. Started 12-17. AB, am I wrong for thinking that Kyler's attitude and or lack of passion for the game is one of the reasons why Larry Fitzgerald has yet to return to the Arizona Cardinals? I don't want to make any assumptions. I'm not sure. I have no idea what's going on with the Larry Fitz. I know he's for lifer there, the Arizona Cardinals. But again, you can think what you want, and but Kyler, and again, I don't know if it's lack of passion for the game, because again, all we can go off of is what people are saying. And the one thing that, I guess that kind of stamped it is, the 4 hours in the new contract saying that that was mandated. But I'm not gonna say he doesn't have passion for the game. Goes out there, plays hard, he plays well. So I can't really put the 2 and 2 together, but hey, who knows? G.I. Joe. I guess he said Fitz is 38. That's probably why. So off the rail tone and gems, Aaron Rodgers gets praised for his backyard football style all the time. Hey, you need that. Like you need a quarterback that could improvise. When it breaks down, to be able to, scramble around, receivers get open for him, and he's able to make that throw. You see a lot of times where quarterbacks, they're not able to do that. We have a lot of great quarterbacks that played this game that it wasn't one of their strong skill sets to be able to get out of that pocket, prolong the play, to be able to get the ball down the field. So again, man, I'm hating this anonymous thing that's hot right now. If you're gonna make a comment like that, make sure you stand on it. And I respect it so much more. If you can make a comment and then you can, come out and you can give a real a logical breakdown, an explanation of why you think that. I think you might be able to make some good points. Who knows? I don't think you'll be able to make too many good points, but who knows? But Ace Boogie, said the same thing. 38 has more to do with it than Kyler, I think. And they don't have a shot at a ring. I don't know. I mean, everybody got a little shot, but we're gonna see. Nakaya TV. Hope I said that right. Yeah, what's up with these dudes hiding their face? Hey, man, it's happens more times than you would think, even in the building. But we are definitely going to see From Brad Richardson at AB, Pat Mahomes is just butt hurt after the Chiefs traded away Tyreek Hill. Shit, I would be butt hurt too if you traded away one of the best receivers in the game. So I mean, it's not wrong with him feeling any type of way about that. I would feel the same type of way, but I honestly think that the Chiefs are going to be, obviously they're going to miss Tyreek Hill because just that speed and what he's able to present, and the problems that he's able to present to the opposing defenses. The Chiefs are going to miss that. Pat Mahomes is going to miss that. Travis Kelce is going to miss that just because of what the defense had to do, which helped Travis Kelce, helped the other guys around him. So they're definitely going to miss that. But I feel as though with the skill set that Pat Mahomes has, you got Andy Reid, you got Eric Bieniemy over there. You got guys that's been in the game for a long time calling the plays. I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be okay. I think the offense may look a little different. Juju's gonna come in. He's gonna play a different role than what Tyreek Hill did. But I think they'll be all right. I think they'll be all right. I think Miami, they got some weapons over there. So Fatur, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. It's gonna be interesting to see how Tyreek Hill goes over to Miami and produces over there too. But we're definitely gonna see. We are going to see. What's Zach talking about? Although TB12, this is from Zach. Although if TB12 decided to go to AZ instead of Tampa Bay, you better believe Fitz will still be out there. Fitz is my guy. I would say maybe just hypothetical. This is just me speaking. I wasn't in the building. I think it had more so to do with D Hop coming. You had Kirk, you had AJ Green. I think it was more so to do with just the guys that they brought in. I don't think it had much to do with Kyler. It was just I think Fitz was probably at year 16, 17. As we all know, this game takes a toll on you. So obviously, I think it was a situation where they was going to let Fitz figure it out how Fitz wanted to figure it out. But I think it had more to do with D Hop coming over. You got AJ Green, you got Kirk. You're going to put so many receivers out there on the field. So I think that's what. But again, who knows? I'm not in the situation. Got some good questions here from G.I. Joe. How would you stop the speed of the Miami offense? For one thing, you got to be, as a defensive coordinator, I can't go into that week thinking that I'm gonna stop the speed of the Miami offense 100%. Like, that's the first thing first. Like, now slow it down, yes, but stop it, that's gonna be tough. I think for me, it would be really trying to get hands-on at the line with coverage behind it, right? And I think a lot of times where you saw teams mess up, well, when you see teams mess up, is that when you try to go against, like, go man-to-man against a lot of that speed, like, that is tough, especially when you have guys with this type of speed that, Tyreek has, Jalen Waddle has. Like, those guys they're going to run away from you. And as DBs, we're not really going in and out of the game, so you take somebody on the 9 route, you bring it back, you put them on a post. Eventually that's going to wear on you. So that I have two guys like that, I would say, you get up in their face, try to reroute them, try to throw that timing off, and then also have a umbrella behind that. Play some cover 2. cover 4 could be tough, and against some speedy receivers, just because that sometimes, just depending on what the route combinations are, you're gonna leave that corner by himself. When I was in San Fran, shout out to Coach Vic Fangio, man. He was a smart, very smart guy. We should play this coverage called Pounder, and really what it was a variation of cover 4, but the safeties we would have eyes on, it would change weekly. It could be the inside receiver, the outside receiver. So with Tyreek and Jalen, sometimes you put them on the same side. You have to have that backside safety come back. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of different things that you could kind of draw, but never in my mind I would go in the game as a defensive coordinator say, hey, I'm going to stop these guys this week. I think you'll be doing yourself a disservice and your defense a disservice. But saying that, hey, this is what we're going to do to slow these guys down, to kind of throw them off their marks and try to throw the timing off, I think you would be better fit thinking that way. Let's we're gonna stick to this football stuff, man. And something that we kind of talking about right now as far as TB12, but Julio Jones, the Bucs signed the wide receiver Julio Jones to a 1-year deal, worth $6 million. First off, man, definitely I want to hear y'all thoughts on first Julio Jones. Like, can he have this spectacular season, or are we really going to see kind of what we saw in Tennessee with him? Are we going to get the Atlanta Falcons Julio Jones now that he's teamed up with Tom Brady? You got Mike Evans and company over there in Tampa Bay. Definitely put your comments in the comment section. But for me, I think it's a good pickup. I think it's a great pickup. Him teaming up with Tom, and then obviously with the other receivers that they have on Tampa Bay, I think it's a great pickup, because I feel as though now you're not asking Julio to actually go out there and be the Julio Jones of the Atlanta Falcons. I think he's going on year 12. And I just don't think that Julio is there anymore. I think he has a lot left in his tank. I think he can produce a lot of he could be very productive on the field. And then again, just like with him being with TB12, I think it's just a good marriage per se, to bring him in. And I think it's gonna be very exciting over there. Very exciting. And again, as Ace Boogie just mentioned, like Julio Jones as a number 3 receiver, it's crazy. I don't think I ever would have thought, like, as Julio Jones playing, that he would be considered the number 3. Because again, like now the defensive coordinator, like you stuck. Like, am I gonna put my third best corner on Julio Jones? Are we gonna play zone? Now, Tom Brady, he's gonna pick a zone apart. From there, we got veteran receivers, so they know how to sit in the holes, sit in the open spots. You can play man. You got Mike Evans on the outside. You got Julio playing on the inside. Like, it's so many crazy combinations that you can have for these guys to be successful. And it's going to be very interesting when this thing happens. Hold on 1 second. One second. There we go. But what's y'all thoughts on that? What y'all think? What y'all think Julio gonna do in Tampa Bay? What's your predictions? How many catches? How many yards? Does he get over 500 yards? What it look like? Good question, but bottom boy, how do you cover those big body guys like Julio and Mike Evans? Um, it's tough. It's tough. As a smaller safety, when I first came in the league, I was asked to, and those guys are built like tight ends. So when it was when I was in Indy early in my career, I was that guy that, the safety that was going to come down and cover any man-to-man coverages. I was coming down and I was covering the tight end. So, Gronk, Tony Gonzalez, Algie Crumpler, like it was some big body guys. And the tough thing for me, 5'11", 200 pounds, is getting around the guys, and their catch radius is so wide. It's tough to match that. So really, man, with Julio and Mike, if it's like a jump ball, man, you gotta time it right. You gotta fight through the arms, fight through the hands. If you're playing that off coverage, make sure you're getting those good breaks, breaking on the ball. But it's tough. It's tough to guard guys like that. That's why you always hear about these scary matchups. Like, if you got a Mike Evans on a nickel back or corner, it could be a nightmare. But that's why the cornerbacks and the DBs, that's why they getting paid those big bucks right now. So it's tough, man. It's tough to guard a big body guy. It's not a really how can you? You just got to go do it. Got to go do it. Tone said Julio get 30 catches, 350 yards. Damn, Tone. What? Like 2 catches a game almost. Bottom boy. Feels like it's not much a stretch to say that Julio will catch his most TDs in a single season. I see that. G.I. Joe, 9 touchdowns, 450 yards, 50 catches. Okay. Marcus Dupree, I still don't think any DC is going to disregard Julio. You'll be a fool if you do. S.J. Mason, I think Julio will play inside and work the middle of the field like Gronk did. They don't need him to be ATL Julio, but he will be that go-to for short yardage, goal line, etc. When everybody gets healthy, I think it's going to be scary. You just don't know. You got to pick your poison. I definitely see him, working on the inside. Again, he's a vet, a savvy vet. So if it is on, he can read the coverages. Single high, 2 high. Should I split the safety? Do I got to sit down? So he once he gets with TB12, and they kind of get, through all the intricacies or whatever as far as the offense, I think he's going to be a good fit for him. A great fit for him. H Boogie, man, I'm with you. I think he goes over 500 yards for sure as well. Yeah, I'm with you. Like Asante said, it's Tom Brady. It is time, man. Mikey Richardson said under 500, but we're gonna see. We definitely gonna see, but it's definitely a good pickup for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. One of I think the team that I have in that division winning this year. Atlanta looking tough. That could be a good pick for good place for Jimmy G. Carolina, they got their quarterback situation, so we're gonna see who's able to win that battle down here in Carolina. I think New Orleans, they have a good situation out there, so I think the New Orleans Saints, man, could give the Bucs a run for their money, but I do have the Bucs winning that division. But we definitely gonna see. It's gonna be a good marriage for the two. Sticking with this good old football, we're gonna tap into our old squad, the AFC South. The AFC South, man. So they got the Colts favorites right now at a -115. Tennessee Titans Plus 160, Jacksonville Jaguars, plus 750. Houston Texans, plus 2,500. If you are better, go ahead and put a little bit of cash on the Houston Texans, man, so you get them odds. And as we, they got the Colts as the favorites, man. We're gonna start off with them. The over under with the wins, 9.5. I got the Colts over that. I think bringing in Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan wins 2 games for the Colts. What do I mean by winning 2 games? Just being that savvy vet, right? Just as important it is to making the right throws, throwing those touchdowns, is equally important for you not to make those bonehead throws, right? So when it's time to throw the ball in the dirt, throw the ball in the ground, or throw the ball out of bounds, throw it to your check down, that's very important. Being that savvy vet where, again, watching that film, okay, I seen this. They're going to try to send this pressure here. Hey, look, I'm going to slide the line this way. I'm going to check out of this play. Instead of run left, I'm running right. Just small things like that. And I think that's what Matt Ryan is going to bring to this team and to this offense. And within that, I think that helps the Colts win a game or two, where last year I just feel that at that position, some plays were made, some plays were left out on the field that at the end of the day hurt that team. Not putting the full blame on them, but I think, again, this was an upgrade at this position. I think Matt Ryan will win a game or two for the Colts. So I definitely have more the over on the 9.5 wins for the Colts. I got allergies kicking my butt right now. Mikey Richardson said no left-hand interceptions. Matt Ryan's value is just 6 inches between his ears. For sure. Ryan is good for a very bonehead play, few games a season, but not consistently. I mean, I think I can agree with that, Nakeem, but again, I think we all can see some plays that, we kind of look in our head, but like, man, why did he do that? But for the most part, I think he's going to be all right. He's going to be all right. Stats Matt calling it now. Nick Cross for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Man, if he can come in, he can step up and play big. That would be a great thing for the Colts, for Matt Ryan and the Colts. If he can come in and do what Stats Matt say he's going to do. Nick Cross, Defensive Rookie of the Year, right? Yeah, me tripping for a minute. Next, man, we got the Titans. We got the Titans next. Over under 9.5. I got them over as well. I think it's going to be, obviously, I think it's going to be the Colts and the Titans at the top of the division. I got them over 9.5. Not as mean as our Colts, though, but I think Derrick Henry coming back. We definitely going to see what happened at that quarterback position. I think Ryan Tannehill definitely will be the starter. But as the season goes, man, we're going to see, if the young gunner gets his number called, or if they can ride with Tannehill for the entire season. But definitely think the Titans over 9.5. Next up, we got the Jags over under 6.5. Over for the Jags as well. They got to put it together, though. It was a lot of money spent this offseason for the Jags. A lot of money spent. We will find out if it was money well spent, though. 6.5. They definitely went out there and got some weapons for Trevor Lawrence out there in Jayville and Duval County. They made some moves on the defensive side of the ball to bring some people in. Quiet as kept. I know me and D-Buck, we talked about this once before. This is kind of one of my sleeper teams. Again, at the end of the day, they got to bring everything together. They got to go out there on the field and produce. But what they were able to do in the offseason, through free agency and through the draft, I would say they had one of the better offseason in my opinion. But at the end of the day, we got to go out there and make it do what it do in the field. So we're gonna see, man. Jacksonville 6.5 is the over the under plus 115. I definitely will go over with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah. We're gonna see. New coach and Duval make them competitive. Hopefully the guys on the field will make them competitive. But obviously we always talk about it. It's all about the culture. So that, if they can establish a great culture in that locker room, man. They have a lot of young talent over there, so they need to pull it together. Pull it together, man. I remember this day, 7/28/02. AB said the Jaguars, they could be something. Stat of 12-17, 7 wins. I would say 6 wins, but you never know with Duval. You don't. Yeah, that's the Bob Lawrence second year, second coach. That's one thing that kind of bothers me. This is this is a year where I would typically say players make one of their biggest leaps from year 1 to year 2. Year 1 being able to get thrown in the mix, get thrown in the fire. You know what's going on. You know what to expect. And quarterback, it's tough. You learning. You come in from college, knowing one system. You're coming in as a rookie, knowing learning another complicated system, and then for Trevor Lawrence to have a second coach his second year, it's kind of like him doing it all over again. So we're gonna see. Hopefully, they can make it a situation where he can learn the offense smoothly, and he's comfortable by the time the season starts. Obviously, as the season progresses, he'll get more comfortable. But I'm not gonna count Trevor Lawrence out, though. I'm not gonna count him out. So, let's get some of these questions. Some of these questions that y'all asked. I think, did we talk about this? Nah, favorite training camp moment. Dang, favorite training camp moment. I think one of mine, I kind of talked about it. Matter of fact, on a previous show, it was one of our trainers had made a bet that he could run. I think it was 10 to 12 110s. Obviously, that was, some years that was our conditioning test. And, obviously trainers out there, got the water on the sideline, making sure guys are good. And he was like, yeah, man, I could do that. Made a bet with some players. Some players were with him. Some players was betting against him. But to see him go out there and try that was probably one of the funniest things that I seen in a long time. But what it did, though, obviously, we grinding. That's when we had those 2-a-days. So, guys out there putting that work in. But what it did, it did bring the morale of the team. We had all the trainers were out there. The video staff were out there. The coaches were out there. And then it got to a point where even the guys that bet against them, started cheering him on, because he got to a point where we was like, yo, he might be able to do this. He spent some time after work, getting on the treadmill, running, trying to get into shape. But that was kind of one of the moments that, you always, not always, for most of the time, I think for the men and women that's listening, that's in the comment section, if you play sports, on certain teams, you just have that moment where you like, damn, like, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be good, and not just because of the talent that you have on the court, on the field, but it's just like that camaraderie and just that feel of trusting, your teammate and just the feeling that y'all have. And that was kind of the moment for us that year. And I want to say that might have been my rookie year too. That was the year we won the Super Bowl. So. Questions in this comment. Did you ever race Pep? Because apparently he still got it. Pep who? G.I. Joe 317, you haze or prank anyone or vice versa. Good thing about when I got to the league, man, Coach Dungy was not a fan of hazing. So a lot of the things that other teams, other rookies have to go through when they come into the league, we didn't have to do. But obviously, you have your things as rookies, and I mean, those are well documented of things that you have to do, whether buying food every away game and bring it on the plane, keeping the snacks in the room, little things like that. But no hazing, no prank, and I was kind of the same way as an old head in the locker room. I'm not gonna haze you, I ain't gonna prank you, but it's just some things as rookies, you got to do. You can hold my shoulder pads a couple times walking in from practice, things of that nature, but not too crazy. Not too crazy. Worst part of training camp. It's training camp. The whole thing, man. If you ask me, man, throw it away. But no, you definitely get some good stuff out of training camp, man. You gotta get some some calluses on your body, man, just to get ready for the long stretch of what the season is going to be. The good things about camp. And I know you asked the worst part, but the good things when you tired, you in the dorm room, you chilling with your guys, you playing cards, you laughing, you joking. Off days, you can go out to the bar, have a drink, and just talk about life, talk about how training camp is going. Again, that worst part, man, is like you out there, you in the heat, you got those pads on, you sore, your feet hurting, your back hurting, and you tired. And then, some days it's like, man, damn, man, I'm just going through the motion. You know what I'm saying? So that training camp, man, it definitely wears on you, but it's definitely something that you need. That definitely gets you ready for the season. Another good question. From Clint Sims, do you think Jesse Bates gets traded before the season? And if so, what teams are good fits for him? I don't think so. I don't think Jesse Bates gets traded before the season. I hope not. He's one of the top safeties in the league right now. He's somebody that since he needs, they have a good core of guys that they've had over there. So I hope he doesn't get traded. But if he does, any team he goes to, is a will be good for that team. He's that good, and he's made some huge plays for the Bengals, man. So hopefully he doesn't get traded. Hopefully they can work that out, and he can get what he deserves. It's another great question from Bottom Boy. Training camp worse as a rookie because you green as grass, or vet, you old and beat up. I think it's equal, man. I think it's equal for different reasons. To your point, as a rookie, you have no idea what to expect. You have no idea what to expect. You don't know what you're walking into. It's definitely different than college. So again, all you know is training camp, and you hear the stories or whatever. So, and you really don't know, like your personal schedule. You might know, like, okay, this is what the team schedule is, but as a vet, you kind of know, like, okay, after this meeting, I can go take a nap. On this day, I can kind of chill. This day, I can I can get a massage, whatever the case may be. So as a rookie, you really don't know those things. So that's where it can be tough for you at. But then as a vet, knowing that I'm year 9, I've been in this system for 5-6 years, and not saying it's the right mentality to have, but it's just human nature. Like, man, I know this stuff, man. Like, I don't need all of these days to get ready for the season. I don't need all these practices to get ready for a season. So I think mentally, it kind of messes with you as a vet as well. Obviously, as you're older, you got more miles on yourself. You don't want to go out there every day, but it's a great question as a rookie or as a vet, which is worse. Great question. I probably didn't give you a right answer as far as rookie or vet, but I think it both has their thing. We'll get to some more of these questions that y'all asked. It was a good one right here. Obviously, it's a minute away, but can the Pro Bowl be saved? And I think the only people that can answer that is the guys playing in the Pro Bowl. I don't think the NFL can kind of do anything, because for me, I don't want to watch, like, even though it's fun, I wouldn't want to watch guys going through gauntlets and shit like that. Like, back in the day when they used to have like the fastest man, I like that. I like the, for the big guys, get up under the bench who can get 22, 25 the most. But for me, man, the game is the game. Like, and the way Sean T sparked it off that year, I would love to see that, but I don't think we get back to that. So for me, man, I honestly say, first of all, you got to get it back in Hawaii. I know, again, it's a money game, so you want to get the most money that you can get. So you want to keep it in the States where more people can get to it in the States. But as a player, it was just something different about going to Hawaii. Being able to take your fam to Hawaii, have that vacation aspect of it. It's you and the guys, you chilling. For the fans that want to travel to Hawaii to get there, they do that. But then even, the locals in Hawaii being able to watch the game, I just think it was a different feel having the game over in Hawaii. That would be my first option was to get the game back to Hawaii. I think guys would be excited to get the game back to Hawaii. And then even just think about if we try to make this a worldwide game, just think about other places around the world. I mean, that could be an idea, but the product has to match everything else. So if the guys if we're gonna play two-hand touch, we might as well throw this thing out in the garbage. For real. So yeah, Germany had millions of people wait for tickets. Pro Bowl. I mean, hey, I think that would be interesting. You got to think about it. So we playing games in London. We playing regular season games in London. So just imagine if we go to Hawaii. Like you said, you go to Germany. Like, now you're giving the fans, not only the fans, I think the players and their families will enjoy it as well. Now, being able to visit another country or another place where we probably wouldn't have thought of. You giving that fan base some interaction with the guys. I think that would be dope. But at the end of the day, if the game, if the guys aren't going to go out there, and I'm not going to say you're going to go out there and play like it's the Super Bowl, but we got to give, the fans and the viewers something to watch. Got to. Guns for Money, F yeah, Hawaii. They made a Ron Sescom movie about the Pro Bowl in Hawaii, Blue Crush. Never heard of that. I might gotta check that out. Yeah, so that was a good part about it when they have those type of events. Clint Sims says, "I still love Daryl Green smoking the young guys." He probably still could. Got a funny story about Daryl Green when I was at Howard University. I think I kind of talked about this on this show once before too. He came to Howard University and raced 1 hour. I think it was like 1 or 2 hour fastest guys at the time, and it was no contest. I'm like, man, I think at that point Daryl Green was well in his had to be in his 40s, early 40s, still playing. But yeah, so those were the good things. So if you can definitely come out, with those events, I'm not a fan of them playing dodgeball. Like for me, it's like, all right, well, just save that. You know what I mean? But I hope it can be saved, man, because I think it's something like the players need to be recognized for their accomplishments throughout the season. So hopefully they can come up with something. Hopefully somebody else can throw out some ideas, some great ideas, and hopefully they stick. Yeah, Marcus. I spoke on the Kyler Murray situation earlier. The film study clause. I just tap into it one more time. I don't like the clause. First off, 4 hours is not a lot of time to be watching film. So to Nakiba's point earlier, if you're gonna say 4 hours, you might as well just keep the clause. Just keep the clause, because 4 hours is not a lot of time, especially at the position that he's playing. But hey, we are here on the podcast talking. I guess we're not the people writing the contract or signing the contract, but hopefully, with this information getting out, it puts a little fire underneath him, gets him a little bit more motivated to watch film, because that can improve his play. And at the end of the day, we know you never want to leave this game saying that I wish I could have done, I wish I would have done. And I truly believe if it stays on this trajectory, that's going to be one of them things for him. It's like, man, if I just would have watched a little bit more film, I could have been this much better at my craft. So that's why I hate, to see the situation how it is, because I do know how much film study can help. Look at Tom, look at Peyton, look at some of the other greats that watched the film and how they was able to play so long, and they didn't have half of that athletic ability that Kyler has. So just match those two things up with the natural ability that he has versus having the knowledge above the shoulders. Man, it should be crazy. Get a couple more of these questions, man, before we get out here, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in with me. My guy D Butt, man, had to handle something. So he said he was gonna try to tap in later, but he wasn't able to. So just gonna send prayers out to one of his former teammates. Gonna get some. Hopefully, man, he get some things going for him. But D Butt, he'll definitely be back on Monday. Excuse me. Couple questions. Trey Lance, yes or no? Hey, yeah. You drafting him high. Obviously, the coaches and GM, they've seen Trey in practice, seen what he's able to do. And if it's time to go with Trey, this is the time to do it. Excuse me. Jimmy G. I would say Atlanta, or I say Seattle, but I'm not sure how San Fran feels about trading Jimmy G to a team within the division. Seattle lost Bobby Wagner. Obviously, KJ Wright, he was gone last year, but signed a one-day deal with Seattle yesterday. The retirement, so salute to him on a great, great, great career. So we're gonna see what happened with Jimmy G. Excuse me. Interesting. Panthers question: for all the turnover that the Panthers have at the QB spot, I still think Bridgewater was the best at that position that they've had, including Baker Mayfield in the past 3 years. Am I wrong? I mean, it's yet to be seen. Teddy Two Gloves, he was good. I just don't think he was what the Panthers had hoped or wished for or wanted or whatever the case may be. Sam Darnold, I was trying to speak some positive things to Sam Darnold. So he has to show me something if he's able to win that position. Going to his second year with the Panthers. And it's yet to be seen with Baker. It's what have you done for me lately? So we can't really go off of what was done at the Cleveland Browns. He's with the Panthers now. So if he gets his shot, we'll see. But I mean, you're not wrong to say that. Honestly, you're not wrong to say that, in my opinion. So I'm gonna tap into a couple more of these questions, man. As y'all know, y'all go tap over to the brother Pat McAfee show. They they're probably live right now. We'll get one or two more questions, man. Then I'm gonna get up out of here. Who did both you idolize in the NFL while in high school and college? Man, I was a big Ronnie Lott fan. And then as the time grew, man, Bob Sanders, I love to watch his film. I love to watch, obviously, Sean T, Ed Reed. So it was really, for me, watching them safeties, watching them DBs was it for me. We'll get one more, then we'll get out of here. Right here. HBCU love from Mr. Harris at Mr. Harris 80. Does the Kobe Durant from South Carolina State remind you of any past or current DB in the league? Any comps? So I've seen him play a few times. I know this is a big comparison, but I'm gonna just talk about the size, the body built and the way they play the game, and that's the Honey Badger. Not excessively big players, but play hard, play very aggressive. Being teammates of Tyron, he's very cerebral. Plays the game above his shoulders as well. He's a playmaker, man. And I think the Kobe Durant, coming from South Carolina State, like I said, he's not a big guy, but he plays hard, he plays physical, and he can make plays, man. So I know that's a huge comp, and I hate doing comps like that because I think it do a disservice to the young player that we're talking about, and then kind of downplays the player we're comparing him to because hey, Tyron, he's been a dog in this league. So compare a young, unproven rook, but hey, that's who I kind of compared the Kobe Durant to for those reasons, man. But look. I appreciate y'all. This is my first time doing the show dolo, man. This was tougher. Obviously, having my partner missing today. I guess he paid me back for Monday. But again, it's all love, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in with the Man to Man Pod as always. Hit that like button, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Have a great weekend. Have a great Thursday, Friday, man. Y'all be safe out there. And sure, we can get with y'all Monday. We out of here. Peace. We out.